The first filter we're going to go over in today's snipe filter video is the center endgame filter, man. What you want to do is set your position to center. You're going to set your theme to endgame. You're going to raise your maximum buyout up until you find the cheapest Hakeem on your console, man. It goes for anywhere from like 20 to 24,000 MT. Right now he's a little bit down in price, going for 19, 20,000, man. What I suggest is you scroll on the cheapest Hakeem on your console, man. So you want to go ahead and keep the cheapest one up just like this. That one's sold, so now you want to keep the one for 20k up. Keep refreshing with this up. If anybody not named Hakeem pops up on this scroll, buy them as quick as possible, as they are all profit, man. Hakeem is the cheapest. And then if Hakeem pops up for about 5,000, 4 or 5,000 cheaper than the one you're scrolling on, so if he pops up for like 16k right now, I'd buy him. You're scrolling at 24 and he pops up for 20, go ahead and buy him and resell for profit, man. I've made so much MT on this filter the past 2 days, man. Spend some time on it for sure. Before we get into the rest of the snipe filters, for the most reliable and cheapest 2k23 MT, hit up my sponsor at NBA2king.com and use code GRINDS for 5% off. The next filter we're going to go over is the Endgame Pacific filter, man. Set your theme to Endgame, put your division to Pacific. You're going to raise your maximum buyout up until you find the cheapest Kobe Bryant on your console, man, who goes anywhere from like 36, 37,000 to 40,000 MT. On this filter, I do suggest you scroll on the cheapest one. However, you want to buy Kobe, Magic even, and Wilt if they pop up for like 5,000 MT, cheaper than the cheapest Kobe you're scrolling on. So if any of those cards popped up for like 31k and below, I'd buy them. Magic is a little bit higher, man, so maybe you can grab him for like 33k and below, depending, man. But I have seen them all. They're all in similar price range, Kobe, Magic, and Wilt. However, if Shaq pops up for any price on the scroll you're working, buy him, because he still is very expensive, man. I've also made a lot of MT on this filter, so give it a try. You snipe a lot of Kobe's, a lot of Wilts on here, man. The next filter we're going to go over is the Invincible Bucks filter, man. Set your theme to Invincible. You're going to put your team to the Bucks, man, and you're going to scroll your maximum buyout up until you find the cheapest Tim Thomas on your console, man. Earlier, like 10 minutes ago when I was getting this ready, I literally sniped one on the second refresh, Tim Thomas for 18k. WLO snipe. This filter actually does go crazy, man. What you want to do is scroll definitely on the cheapest Tim Thomas, because you can also snipe Kareem and Giannis on this filter, or both very much more expensive. Kareem's the next most expensive at like 45k right now, man. So scrolling here, if Tim Thomas pops up for about 5,000 MT, cheaper than the cheapest one, buy him. If Kareem or Giannis pops up, buy him as quick as possible, man, and make your bread. The next filter we're going to go over is the Invincible cheapest filter, man. This filter does still go absolutely crazy. Set your theme to Invincible. You're going to raise your maximum buyout up until you find the cheapest Invincible on your console, which on Xbox sells for about almost 10,000 MT, 9,500, man. What I suggest is you just bring your maximum buyout down to 7,000 MT. If you know your market very well, you can scroll, and it's an insane filter at that. But if you're not sure, man, just put your maximum buyout down to 7,000. Just keep refreshing, snipe absolutely anything that pops up, and then resell it for profit, man. Make sure you check the price, because there are a lot of Invincibles that are still very expensive. The next filter we're going to go over is the Endgame cheapest filter, man. Set your theme to Endgame. You're going to scroll your maximum buyout up until you find the cheapest Endgames on your console, which looks like is going for around 12,000, 11,750, somewhere around there, man. 11,950. This still looks like they're selling for pretty quickly, man. So what I would suggest is you bring your maximum buyout down to 9,500. Again, you can scroll, however, you need to know your market very well, and you're going to need to be changing your max buyout very frequently, man. So I personally just do 9,500 max buyout, theme endgame, and snipe absolutely anything that pops up, and then make sure I check the price, obviously, because there are a lot more expensive endgames, man. Phenomenal filter, man. Also made a lot of MT on this week, bro, so spend some time on it and get paid. The next filter we're gonna go over is the Dark Matter cheapest filter, which is actually way up in price, man, which makes this filter even better than usual, man. Set your colors to Dark Matter. You're gonna raise your maximum buyout up until you find the cheapest Dark Matter on your console, which on Xbox is literally going for 5,000 MT now, which is absolutely crazy, man. What you want to do is bring your maximum buyout down to about 4,200 is what I would do. Just keep refreshing here. It's like absolutely anything that pops up, man. You can see Invincibles, end games on here, man, and you will see Invincibles and end games. That is for sure if you spend enough time on this filter, man. Great budget option, man. Snipe anything that pops up. Just make sure you check the price of whatever you snipe and sell it for whatever it's going for, man. The next filter we're gonna go over is the Victor Wembanyama hard scope filter, man. What you want to do is set your name to Victor Wemby, put your color to Dark Matter. You're gonna raise your maximum buyout up until you find the cheapest next Wemby on your console, man. It's going for about 43,000 on Xbox. I definitely suggest you scroll again on this filter, man, because you can see Invincible, Victor, and Endgame Victor if they pop up for under whatever price you're scrolling at. So obviously keep refreshing with the cheapest next Wemby up. Go ahead and grab the Invincible or the Endgame if it pops up for either price, because they are both still selling for over 200,000 MT. If next Victor pops up for about 8,000 MT cheaper than the cheapest one, I would go ahead and buy it and resell for profit, man. This is a very good filter. All these cards are in packs now, so spend some time on it. Get a crazy snipe or just snipe a few next Wembys and make your little 5k MT here and there, man. Let's go. I forgot to mention on the last filter, you can buy the cheapest next Wemby, man, and set them to your collection and then enable and put your minimum buyout to 500, so that way you can snipe either the Endgame or the Invincible if they pop up for any price for a buy now, man. You can make some good MT that way as well. I forgot to mention. But the next filter we're gonna go over is the George Muresan horoscope filter, man. Set your name to George Muresan, put your color to dark matter. He is way up in price, man. You want to scroll your maximum buyout up until you find the cheapest George Muresan on your console. Anytime cards are up in price, it is a great time to snipe them, man. Cheapest one is going for 38,500 MT on Xbox, which is crazy, man. What I would suggest is you bring your maximum buyout down to about 33,000 MT, man, and just keep refreshing. Maybe do 32,000. Just keep refreshing. Snipe him if he pops up for any price. Once you set your maximum buyout lower, because he's the only card you can see on here, so there's no point in scrolling. Just keep refreshing. Snipe him if he pops up and resell for profit. This filter still does go absolutely crazy, man. You can make a ton of MT on here, especially since just a few days ago he was going for 25k and now he's 38k, man. So people aren't going to check and they'll just assume he's still 25k and throw him up, man. Great filter. Let's go. Still a great filter is the Endgame Celtics filter, man. What you want to do is set your theme to Endgame, put your team to Celtics, man. You're gonna raise your maximum buyout up until you find the cheapest Larry Bird on your console. It's going for about 23,000 MT on Xbox, man. As you saw, we just sniped one for about 18,500. What I suggest is, as always, is scroll on the cheapest one. There's 2 up right now, so I just suggest you put your MT 50 below, so that way you're on a no scroll. 2's a little bit, you know, 2's fine, but if it's like 3 or 4, you definitely want to be on a no scroll instead. So just keep refreshing here on with the cheapest one up or 50 MT cheaper. If anybody else pops up that's not named Larry Bird, man, buy him as quick as possible. You have Tatum and Taco Fall that you can snipe on this filter, which are both much more expensive, man. Grab Larry Bird for about 5,000 MT cheaper than the cheapest one. Around, like, you know, like I just sniped him for 18,500. It's a little bit cheaper than, you know, less profit than I usually go for. I'd usually grab him for like 18 and below, but I will certainly take it, man. He does pop up quite frequently, so spend some time on this filter. It's still very good. The next filter we're going to go over is the Endgame Magic filter, man. Set your theme to Endgame, put your team to Magic, man, and you're going to scroll your maximum buyout up until you find the cheapest Paolo Banchero on your console, man. It goes for about 15,000, which is more expensive than the cheapest Endgame, which is phenomenal because Paolo pops up so often for like 12,000, right around the cheapest Endgame price, man, which is profit all day long. Then you also have some more expensive cards on here that you can snipe, like T-Mac and Bol, man. This is a great filter. I've made some good MT. I sniped T-Mac on here the other day, which was phenomenal, man. So spend some time on here, keep sniping a lot of Paulos and just keep flipping him for MT, man. Snipe him if he pops up for about 12k and below, and then resell him for 14,950. Then obviously if anybody else pops up on the scroll, buy them as quick as possible and post them for what they go for, man. And the last filter we're gonna go over today is the Endgame 500 max bid filter, man. Set your theme to Endgame. You're gonna put your maximum bid to 500, and right now you're gonna raise your minimum buyout up to 80,000 MT, man. And you're just gonna keep refreshing here. This is basically like the Endgame enabled filter. You can see any Endgame on this filter. However, do need to know your market very well, because a LeBron James could pop up right now for 100k, but he's not a snipe, man. You're gonna see any card on here as long as it's posted with a starting bid of 500, and at the moment it's got to have a buy it now price over 80,000, man. So know who to pick up, know who not to pick up, man. Obviously if you see a Yao Ming, a Taco, a Wemby, man, buy them as quick as possible. Sean Bradley, man, any of those. This is just basically a great way to work and snipe top tier endgames without having to work enabled, you know, endgame enabled, if I can speak properly, man. Great filter, spend some time on it. Snipes do actually pop up often for 500 starting bid, as I realized throughout the year, man. So this is a great filter to work. Spend some time on it if you're looking for top tier snipes. I think sniping just the budget filters are better at this point, But if you are looking for top tier snipes, this is a great option for you, man. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, man. Smash the like button if you did. If you guys want to see the video we dropped last week, sniping every single end game, click the video that's popping up on screen. Jay Grinds out.